because our deepest wounds often reveal our greatest purpose. Welcome to the Court of Connection. Today's conversation feels really special to me. Ari and I met at Bridge, the somatic workshop I did a couple months ago. There are those moments in life where you meet someone and there's no warming up, no figuring each other out. It's just instant recognition. That's what I felt like with her. There was a depth, a presence, an honesty, and a kind of knowing that didn't need to be explained. And what I've come to learn is that Ari doesn't just feel deeply. She works in spaces that invites other people into that same depth. She's a therapist, a psychic, and she works with Akashic records and past lives, helping people understand not just who they are, but where their soul has been. Ari, I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for that intro.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It's been really cool getting to know you. I feel like it is so true, though. Like, when you meet somebody, you're like, I feel like maybe we knew each other before. We're supposed to meet.
That was wild, too, because we sat next to each other the first day. And I remember going home and I was like, I met this woman and she feels like she's from New Jersey, which is where I'm originally from, which I think just was me saying you felt familiar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like my hometown. You know, there's something that's just familiar.
Totally.
So, yeah. And then when you said you were from Texas, I was like, no, you're from New Jersey. What's going on? But yeah, I totally felt like that too.
Mm-hmm.
That I didn't need to, I don't know. I just didn't need to say anything.
Mm-mm.
It's like you sort of just got it.
Yeah.
Which is big for me.
Totally.
Yeah.
I want to know, so what has life been like since Bridge and Extreme for you? What have been some of the things that you've noticed that have shifted for you?
Okay. So that workshop for me was really different than other things I've done, clearly. Most of us probably. Because I'm a therapist and I do spiritual work, but I was always in workshops and trainings that were about for therapists or for spiritual, you know, to learn a skill to then go help other people. And especially the therapy world, it's very different than that, you know. It's more like contemplative or like, you know, whatever certain kind of person that's a therapist.
Right.
And then when I was at that workshop, it was more like risk-taking and bombastic kind of energy. And I was like, oh, okay, this is not another therapy training. And I went in there sort of how I usually do. And I had a very sort of deep intention to free myself of something in particular from my traumatic past that had been haunting me my whole life. So I went in there very focused. Like, this is the thing. It was an abuse situation. I was like, this is the thing I'm going to work with. And through all the exercises that we did, I really like freed myself by the end. By the last day, I couldn't believe it. It was like just the whole journey. It was, I don't know, I couldn't have made it up. Like, I was like, whoa. Like, just the arc of both weekends and how I came out in the end was so wild. And the last day, not the last day, or the Saturday night, I had like a spiritual experience that really changed me. And then the last day we did breath work. And in the breath work, I had this moment of like feeling liberated in a way that I hadn't felt in a really long time. And I just started cracking up, laughing. And I felt like, I was like, wow, I did it again.
Yeah.
Like, I conquered another like horrific thing that was living in my body. Like, I transmuted it again. Like, there was this feeling in me, like I was hysterical laughing. Like, you know, it's like, just because I've had so much trauma in my life there, and I've overcome. I couldn't believe I did it again because I thought this one was going to kill me. Yes. And it didn't. Yeah. It didn't kill me. And I was like, holy shit, I did it again. I just remember laying on the floor. So I say all that because since then, now I'm in like a whole different thing now. It's like I'm accepting myself in a new way. It's really interesting because the circumstances are such that I'm not at my peak in a lot of ways, like physically or whatever it is, but I'm still having to accept myself. It's like, you know, you said earlier something like, I don't know what God's doing right now. It's a little like, I know that I couldn't have gone through that experience and been in this point in my life feeling my best, feeling my cutest, because then I wouldn't have had to work to accept if everything was perfect. Like even today, like I'm just like hormonal. I was like, I had a split second. I was like, am I going to be able to do this podcast? And then I was like, no, this is the lesson. I just have to show up and do it. This is it. This is, you know what I mean? Like, this is it. Like, I don't need it to be I don't need to wait until it's okay or until I'm okay. So that's really what came after. And so this last month or half, I don't know, a month? Has it only been a month?
It's been like a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm just sort of like, this is where I'm at. Like right now, this is like, take it or leave it. Like there's this kind of feeling where I'm just accepting all these things about me, but I don't feel like I'm on a high. Like it doesn't feel like a bypass.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, okay, here I am. This is what I got. This is where I am. And wow, how freeing to not have to like wait to say, well, maybe that person will be friends with me when I look like this, or maybe I'll be able to buy that outfit when I look, it's like, no, this is it right now. And so that's what that's the unraveling for me. I don't know, maybe that's common, like with these, because it was about shame, the workshop. There was a lot of shame work.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, you touched on so much. Like, yes, there was a lot of shame work. There was also like this whole being able to hold our current capacity and then stretch our current capacity. Right.
Yeah. Right.
And like fully understanding that. And I too have felt very like rooted and anchored since leaving. I can't put my finger on it though.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I feel the same way. So as you were describing it, I was like, yeah, dude, I get it. I don't know. I'm like way more accepting and loving of like who I am. The reality as it is doesn't scare me. I'm just like, I have this relationship with the unknown and also just like my current reality that's just like neutral.
Yeah. It's kind of neutral.
Yeah.
How freeing.
So free.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be like uber amazing all the time. And it doesn't need to be like the worst and the darkest. I'm just kind of like, this is okay. This is what we got.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and you said something really honest earlier where you were like, as a parent, like it's hard and challenging right now. Like
in my life.
Yeah. As a parent.
I have a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Yes.
Everyone says 3 is the hardest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they call them 3-nagers.
But what I love about you is just your ability to just be so authentically you. Yeah. So I can't imagine you showing up to a space and being like, I need to be perfect. Like I just view you as so beautifully, authentically yourself. It's intoxicating.
Oh, that's loving. That's a really loving thing to say.
It's true.
Well, I think I think I've always been pretty down to earth, but I think I always had like, just I like everybody else, just kind of enough of a protection, where I don't think I was ever being fake.
Sure.
But like for when I was growing up, like in middle school, high school, I was class clown. That'll give you a good example. Yeah. So it's kind of like always trying to, I don't know, like mitigate like discomfort, especially with humor. Yeah. That's why I really made a note for myself in the last 6 months that I wasn't going to be like the funny one, because as soon as I become the funny one, it's great and all, and it can be really me. Like it's not me, but if I lean on it too hard, I really lose like myself. I lose what I'm doing. Yeah, it's like it was just like a coping mechanism. Funny people. That's what you do. It's like comedians like. And that's great and I'm glad it's like it's almost like a skill for me, but I needed to like pocket it for a bit in order to see what I had to do. Like what was I missing? Yeah. Leaning on being funny.
I love that.
Yes. It's like being funny is great. I think I applaud people, including myself, for taking that on as a coping mechanism. There are worse ones,
Yes.
But it's also deceiving because you get so much feedback from it that you want to keep doing it.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh, this is how I'm loved, or whatever it is.
Totally.
So it's not, I don't know if I would say I'm not as funny now, but I don't know. I'm just like giving it a rest.
You're fucking funny.
Oh, thanks.
You're funny.
But I'm giving it a rest.
But it's not your whole personality.
Yes. Yeah. I just, I want it to be really natural, like not as like a mask to like, because I'm very sensitive. So if I feel like, if I'm in like a room with a lot of people and there's a lot of energies, I'll just go funny because that's like how I'll deal with like the intensity of my sensitivities. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But it's like, okay, now I need to really sit with like the shame, or of like who I am or whatever is there, which is what I kind of did at the workshop.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of my biggest takeaway was like being able to hold myself in those moments of tension, right? In those moments of like, where I do want to step in and be funny, or where I do want to step in and take care of somebody, right? Like, can you not? Can you just be with the discomfort?
Totally.
Like, and just revel in it, or it's like, or bathe in it. But I had a similar thing to work through too, which is the people pleaser, right? Ugh, barf. I would rather be funny.
What strategy would you pick?
Be funny.
That's a good one, but there's other better ones.
Okay. Well, give me a few. Let's a few.
Coping strategies that are, funny is a good one, I have to say. Well, at the same time, people pleasing is just being kind in overdrive.
The good girl.
Yeah, but like your kindness is a beautiful strategy,
But and I know, and I say that with love, but watching people who were the way that I was before makes me want to slap.
Oh, you saw it at the workshop.
Yeah, and just in life in general. It makes me cringe because I did not like that about myself when it was that extreme, when it was just like over the top. Yeah. And so when I see someone in that space, I'm like, stop.
I didn't know you obviously until then, but I was already proud of you because I saw you trying to go the other way and play with it. Yeah. It was great. I didn't think of you as a people pleaser at all.
I don't really have that in me.
Okay, yeah.
It's like it may show up here and there, but I don't really have that thing anymore.
See you later.
I'm just fucking I've grown.
You have. That's amazing.
Yeah. So in the exercise that you had to embody the opposite of what you're. Oh, I remember. You embodied so it's the outsider. What was the opposite of that?
Okay, yeah. We did an exercise. Let me just remember where we had to think of what we typically do in a social situation.
Yeah.
And then we had to do the opposite. So I think, like feeling like the outsider is my typical thing. It's not always that extreme, but and then I don't know. I don't know what I did to be the opposite of the outsider.
Were you like outgoing and like?
Yeah, but the thing is, I am outgoing. That's the weird part. I don't know. I think I tried to just like assume I could fit in easily. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Like assume I was just one of the group. That's very odd for me. I would never do that. Just like, I'm just like these people.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, that's not me. Yeah, I'm still like that. Like I tried to go to a women's group couple months ago when I just moved here and then to Austin, and then I tried to go to a women's group, and that's where I get the most. I feel the most like an outsider. When it's all women, I get like, and I'm just like, I'm the weirdest one here.
Yeah,
I think it might be true though. I'm okay with it.
I get what you mean, and women, a whole women's dynamic is very different.
Yeah,
like it is.
It
can be cliquey. Men are just kind of like, hey, what's up?
I know. Yeah, it's much more like, it's harder for me. So that's where I really feel like an outsider.
Yeah,
is with all women energy. But for the most part, I do okay. But I still have an outsider. But I'm trying to like flip the script a little. Like when people flip the script, like I was hearing someone talk today about like how she was realizing she was jealous of women, and so she started telling herself, they inspire me to like flip the script in her mind. So I was thinking like, okay, like instead of thinking like I'm an outsider or I'm so different or some in a bad way, I can just kind of like flip the script. Like, I don't know, like I'm here to like offer a different kind of energy. Or,
Yes.
I do think there's a way to
Yeah.
like healthily manipulate the story
Totally.
I'm telling myself.
Or like you're the neutralizer or the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I see you that way as like the neutralizer.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Like you just have this very like you can connect to any personality.
I've always been like that.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And it's such a gift.
Yeah.
For you to like, and it's so real.
Yeah, I really have always been like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I don't know where that just hit me. Neutralizer just feels
Neutralizer. Wow.
It's just kind of your energy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad I become more like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Also being a therapist.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So anyways, I know we did a little chitter chatter, but I want to know, tell everybody who's listening, like who you are. Like,
oh my God.
How did you, tell a little bit about who you are and how you ended up being a therapist and when your like psychic gifts started to.
Okay.
That was a lot.
Wow. who I am. That's so interesting. Well, as far as like work goes, which is a big part of who I am, I really do over-identify with my work, probably too much. I've always been a helper. I can say that. I've always been a helper. I've had a very trying childhood. I had a very difficult childhood, and which made me into a helper. Sometimes that does that. I was just always really sympathetic to like the underdog, really overly empathic, feeling everybody's feelings, taking it all on. So like that sort of crafted me into like, I have to serve others, like to be of service. So, I was always doing things like that, like working in nursing home, that kind of like when I was young. And then I became a teacher, like a New York City public school teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was not good for me. It was like, the being of service was great, but then it's paired with like, I'm so sensitive. So that's the other piece. It's like hypersensitive and then hyper like helper. So there's, and so then you have, the environment has to be right. Otherwise, then you're like my body takes it on and I am, get sick because I'm in a stress state. So yeah, being in a New York public school was not good for me. It was so crazy. And so I did that. And then I realized, oh, wow, I really love to be of service. This is so important for me. But I think I want to do more like one-on-one. So that's when I started to think, oh, maybe I could be a therapist, not realizing that like, I think this is just all spelled out for me. It's so funny when you look back and I thought I was actually coming up with this. Because I wasn't coming up with it.
I mean, it's your life's path.
Yeah, I wasn't coming up with it. Like as if I should be a therapist. Wow, I just thought of that. So anyway, so then I went to school for social work in New York and to get my master's. I got my master's to be a teacher. You have to get your master's. And then I did another program. And I was in school my whole 20s. I was just in school in a trauma state, just trying to, in relationships, just like hustling. That's like the best way to describe my 20s. But then once I became a therapist, I got my master's. How old was I? I think I was 30 when I got my second master's in social work. And then you have to do a lot of, hours and all that. And then it takes a while to be able to have a private practice. And anyway, once I had a private practice and I could just have my own clients and see them one-on-one in an office, it was like I arrived at my life. Like that's literally how I felt. It was like, especially being so sensitive, I got to like control it. I don't mean like in a creepy way, just like I got to have an office and I just one person and one person's energy. And I get to like fall in love with that energy. I don't have to like be part of the New York City public school system or the hospital that I worked at or the bureaucracy. Like I was too sensitive. I'm like, really, I can feel energy of objects and places and people. It's like, I'm just really too sensitive and I've worked on it and I can guard myself enough now, but not so much that like I can be around that every day, all day. So having that one-on-one, it was just like, oh my God, I get to be just the relationships, So I started being in 2015. So I started doing therapy work in 2012. And then in 2015, 2016 is when I started private practice. So that was just like, yeah, I just can't explain it. It was everything changed after that. It was like, wow, now I'm in charge of my own life. I get to do what I love to do. And now I get to really focus and really help people, So so I've had a private practice since then. And it's only online now. It was in person, and I was started in Massachusetts. I lived there for a little while, and then I moved back to New York, and I had a office in Brooklyn. And anyway, and then COVID happened, and then I went online and just stayed online.
Do you feel like, does it feel any different to you? Like
the online
being in person versus online? Or do you feel like it's
different?
Effective? Yeah.
It is different. I was telling you earlier, I got to meet some of my clients that I've been working with online. I got to meet them in person for the first time a week ago. And I had never hugged them or touched them. And I actually got really emotional one day because I was like, wow, and maybe people can relate to this, but working on Zoom has given me so much. I can see people everywhere and all that have these great experiences, all different kinds of people. But I didn't realize what it actually took from me. And so I had to grieve it for a second, But anyway, so that, I do think it's taken something from my life.
It gives and it takes.
Yeah.
Point,
So, so I've been doing that since whenever. Yeah, for 11 years. I've had a private practice, and now I'm very picky about who I work with therapeutically. I do lots of different modalities, and I use EMDR and IFS, and I'm trained in somatic experiencing. That was what I first got trained in, because it changed my life, somatic work. And then because I was in fight or flight, and then I went to my own somatic healer, and then I did all this work on myself. And then I was like, what is this? I have to get trained in it, because that was always what I would do. This helped me. Okay, I'm gonna get trained in it. So everything I've used, I've just sort of banked as a training.
But that makes you so much better at what you do, because it's lived. It's very lived experience.
Oh yes, I've lived it.
I don't want to go sit with a therapist who hasn't done what she's teaching me or showing me how to walk through.
It's true. When I was in social work school and people were saying, I want to be a therapist, I'm going to be a therapist, they were also saying they'd never been to therapy. I was like, yikes, you better go now, because what?
It's the traumatized ones that are the best. I mean, let's be real. Come on. Did we just make better coaches, better therapists, better?
I know. If that's the case, I'm the best. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's so that's what I kept doing. I was like, okay, I gotta, I'm kind of I've had a million lives, so every evolution of me, I've find a new modality that would get me out of it or get me to the next level. And then I'd be like, oh, now I need to learn this. So I have a fairly extensive training list, which is great. It's very helpful.
Yeah.
I lean mostly on internal family systems work, hearts work, because that to me is it's for everybody at any time.
Yes.
EMDR is great. It's just more of a protocol and all that. But so that's that stuff. And then in 2015, also when I started my private practice, actually, when I started my private practice, I rented an office from a woman, and I didn't know her. And the weekend I rented my office to start, I gotta look back what was happening in my astrology at this time. The weekend I opened my private practice, or the week, the woman said to me, that I was renting from, she said, me and my husband are teaching this class about the Akashic records. I had no idea what she was talking about. And she said, do you want to come and get certified? And I was in this era where I was saying yes to everything, my yes era. And which was a very funny era. I was knitting at one point. I was doing all sorts of odd hobbies that I never stuck to,
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'll come. I had no idea what she was talking about. And I had never done any psychic work, nothing. And I showed up at her house, and her and her husband, it was 2 days or 3 days, I think. And we had to do readings for people. I was like, okay, here we go. I was like, I'll try it. What the hell do I know? So I paired up with this woman, and I had to, like, in the Akashic record work, which I can speak about if you're interested, in a minute, but you're essentially, it's like psychic work. I call myself a channel. It feels right because essentially I'm like connecting with spirit guides, and they're just like telling me things, making me see things, showing me things, and I'm just telling the person.
Yeah.
I'm just a channel.
Yep.
And I just keep myself really open, and like my humanness is kind of over here. So I just did a reading for some woman, and I said something to the effect of, I saw her mother in the middle of a living room on a bed, and all this, and something with her throat. And she was like, I opened my eyes, and she's like, yeah, my mother just died whenever, I don't know how long it was before. And she was in hospice, and she was in the living room, and she had throat cancer. And I'm over here like,
stop.
What's going on? It's like a random Thursday. I'm like, do I have like psychic abilities? Like I knew I was sensitive, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could tap into anything. I wasn't even spiritual, really.
Wow.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just went to someone's house and did what they told me to do. Like say the prayer. There's like a prayer you say, and tune in. And I was like, okay, yeah, And then I'm like, wow, maybe I could do this. So I started doing it with my clients. I would say, hey, I'm learning this new thing, to the people I thought might be interested.
Yeah.
And so I started doing readings, and I was okay. I was okay. And then in 2020, I took more courses, more extensive courses. I learned a new prayer. It was sort of like I got more serious about it when COVID started. And then I was getting good. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I started meditating. I'm not doing this right now. So, this was the old pre having a child me, was overly ambitious. And I was meditating like 1 to 2 hours a day. And then I got really good. Because if you meditate a lot, you get good at, whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter. And I was like, wow, I'm getting better. And then I got pregnant. And I got even better, because when you're pregnant, it's like a portal. You're opened, and then once I had my daughter, I sunk even deeper into that work, because it felt like I had traveled between worlds a little bit. So I have ways to go. I have so much to learn, and so much more I want to be able to tap into. But from where I started, I'm doing a lot better, with the channeling and the psychic work. And, I don't always get it right, but I'm feeling more connected, So I've been doing that, since about that same time. Wow. I didn't even realize that was like the private practice and the spiritual work kind of came at the same time. Anyway.
I would be interested to see what was going on in your chart too.
Oh my God.
Because that's how it happened. So you mentioned it earlier.
It's also when I got married.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was 33.
Oh, well then you were probably
my Jesus
Saturn
year.
return.
It was right at the end.
End of the year Saturn return.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's my Jesus year. Isn't that 33?
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah. I don't really.
Yeah.
I'm not riffing about Jesus.
No.
It occurred to me.
No, yeah,
that's when it happened.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting. All that in the same year.
It's so, but that's the thing, is you mentioned it earlier. It's like you think you're deciding, but you're just being led. That's life, right?
Yeah.
Just being led to the next thing. And it's like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. But I have this imprint.
Totally.
Like this soul imprint that's like already, it's not specifically mapped out, but it's like
enough. Like, I knew I was going to help people, but I didn't know exactly how it was all going to pan out.
Wow.
But so I just been doing that. So I have my therapy clients, and then I also do readings for people who live everywhere,
Yeah.
Most of my therapy clients are New Yorkers, but I have other people too. But so that's like what I do every day. Basically, like part of the time therapy and part of the time I give readings.
Do you ever see yourself going fully like doing channeling work, or do you think therapy will always be
yeah because I love the long-term relationships with people. Like, I've had clients for like 8 years. Like that's like a love that you can't really get elsewhere.
It is.
It's very special to be a therapist.
I can see that. I'm so in love with my therapist. I love her so much.
Oh,
not in love.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love her so much.
Yeah,
it's just the best.
It's like really amazing to have clients and know them and just see their whole evolution. It's incredible. It's such a gift for me. I'm like, wow, like who gets to do this? I maybe to other people it wouldn't sound so, luxurious, but for me it's like that's my dream,
That's what makes it beautiful though.
Yeah.
It's like that I can feel it. I can feel it as you're talking. Like you teared up a minute ago when you said you finally feel like you arrived when you got to your office with your people, with your one person.
I did.
It was like I could feel that in your body.
Yeah. It was just like I get to connect now and I get to like really be of service with no distraction. That's like distraction is my enemy. It's not good for me.
Yeah.
So
it's really
it's really bad. But yeah, so I'm still obviously I have a ways to go to like get better, I have so much. I had a teacher in my master's program in social work and he was like tough. Like a lot of people didn't like him. He was really arrogant. I kind of liked it. I was like, this is funny. But he said to us, like, you're not a good therapist until like you've been doing it for like 20 years.
Right.
You're not even good. He used to say that. And I clocked it. I was like, all right. But that's helpful for me because I was like, all right, like that, what else do I need to do? Like, how can I get better? It kind of pushes you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was his reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Like, this is how I'm going to make everybody keep striving. I don't know, but that's my personality. That's how I took it. I was like, okay.
Challenge accepted.
I have 20 years before I'm even good. It's kind of freeing. I'm like, great. I hope I'm helping people, to some extent. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if people are sticking with you for 8 years.
Yeah, I have my core.
Yeah.
I have a lot of great people that come back and all sorts of stuff. But I mean, when just like anything, it's like when you're like, I don't even think it's just therapy, but it's just about like how you connect. That's what people remember.
Totally.
Like I could be an expert in all the therapy modalities. I'm not, but if I was, and I was just tanking when it comes to connection,
it wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter,
Wouldn't matter.
Yeah. So
it's such a good point. And I would love to hear kind of your, what was it like moving through and getting it wrong sometimes or feeling insecure in a moment? Like, because I am about to step into something totally new. And
like as a therapist?
As a coach.
Oh, you're saying what was it like for me?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Or even doing readings,
Yeah.
Like, how did you hold yourself in those moments?
Oh, so interesting. It was hard. Doing readings is different because I'm just I'm sort of in a different zone. Like I'm not, I leave, So I'm like, oh, that's just what I got. Like, I can't even analyze if it was good or bad. I'm like,
got it.
Yeah. Being a therapist, different. Yeah, there was definitely times I would flub up or, oh my God, especially when I would have really sensitive systems or a lot of, especially people who would come to me and they would feel really unsafe being in the room. And then I would lean in a little too hard to make them feel safe. In the beginning, I would, just stuff like that. I still have a little of that I have to work on, but, like, don't worry, I'm a safe person, because I it's a trigger for me, so I have to work on it. I'm still working on it. But, yeah, I think it was hard. I mean, I don't know. I think I would just keep trying. And some people, I really liked the part of my practice. I forget when this started, when I realized that like, oh, I'm not the right therapist for everybody. And I could tell them that.
Yeah.
So I've had to say, hey, I don't think this is right. Like, I want to find you someone more like this or more who specializes in that, because it's like, if you think you're for everybody, that's no. And that is not a good quality to have, to be that, to be so arrogant or something, to think that you can help every person and that you're a right match. So when I started to learn that really helped. It freed me. I was like, oh, this isn't working. I feel it intuitively. So then I could like help them. It's like anybody. It's any relationship, like it's not going to work out maybe. So that helped. And, I had supervisors and stuff that would help. But mostly the thing that helped me was like getting more in my body.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I be in my body, then I could like listen to what, then it's more about the resonance.
Yeah.
It's not about like, oh, what skill, what EMDR technique can I pull out now? It's like, then you're in the muck then. But if you're like in the resonance between you and the other person, then I'm channeling as a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're channeling as a coach. It's like, then it just comes.
I do.
Yeah.
That's such a good point. The other day I had a sponsee over here. I'm in recovery. I sponsor a lot of women, which is technically just 12-step, but I don't fucking just play by the 12-step rule. Like I'm sitting with her.
An
literally
program. I'm kidding.
No, I'm sitting with her and she's talking about how she'd kind of fallen off a little bit from, her program and wanted to like recommit. And so she's over here and we're talking and she's like, it's just so rigid and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be though.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I get this, get this intuitive nudge to look at her 6th house of structure, discipline, all these things. 'Cause she was kind of pushing back on the rigidity of like her prayer meditation and how it needs to be structured for her. And I was like, are you open to like looking at your 6th house and seeing like what actually works for you?
That's
so
cool.
Cool.
Yeah, you just listen. My 6th house is my bane of my existence.
Girl.
I have Mars there and it kills me.
Oh my God.
It just kills me. It's why I've had a lot of physical illnesses.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because that's about health.
Yes.
Like health, listen.
Routine, structure, all of that. And it was so cool. And I got to help her get inspired and lit up about something that worked for her. Right? So I get it. That's
you
so
just
beautiful.
Channeled it basically.
Yeah.
So as I've gotten better with that, then I feel more confident.
Yes.
Because I'm not relying on my thinking, No. I had a therapist once, a somatic experiencing therapist when I was in my 20s, early 30s. And she said to me something like, thinking is so overrated, but we're relying on it all the time. And I'm being like, oh, that's what I'm doing.
Yes. Yes.
To stop relying on my thinking. As soon as I do that, I'm way cooler. I'm way better. I'm way
totally
whatever. Yeah.
It's so true because I've actually been in my first therapist. I loved her. There were moments where I could feel her get in her head. And then you feel like, so when a therapist is in their body, you're right. It honestly doesn't matter what they do. Like Jacqueline will just be like, but she can get in there and she just stays really rooted. Yeah. And she's not trying to make me have an experience.
That's right. That's totally it. And I can sense when my system wants
totally,
So now what I do is once I get really to know somebody and we get comfortable, which is great. I love when I'm at that spot and I try to, hopefully that's happening earlier on. Then I can I say to people now, okay, give me a minute.
Yes.
And I'll close my eyes and I'll recenter myself because they trust me. My clients trust me. I've been with most of them for a long time. And so they trust me. Like when I say that, I think they trust me. Yeah. But when I say that, it's like, okay, let me feel it.
Yes.
Where maybe we should go with this, or let me feel what's coming up, or let me sense it versus let me figure it out.
Totally.
That
brings me to this point. So, I've been, there's a new prospect in my life, right? A new dating prospect in my life. And there's a lot of outside circumstances that, have in the beginning created a lot of noise, right? It was like, oh gosh, there's this element and this element. And like, instead of like being able to really anchor in what I was feeling and let my heart lead, I kept getting in my head, which is part of the human experience.
Totally.
But, so I started doing some parts work actually in our coaching container.
Oh, wow.
And what I noticed, I have to take it a little deeper, but what I noticed was, there's the overanalyzer is always is my biggest protector. Okay. Like it's my biggest safety strategy. It's always there trying to figure it out. Be one step ahead, keep me safe, all that. Right. But there's the other voices parts, right? There are the other voices, but what happens is it triggers this, the overanalyzer. And then this other part was coming in that was like, can we really let ourselves be fully happy? I need to figure out what that part is. But it's like,
I've seen that before.
Can you trust like like really being happy,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, like joy is threatening a little
Yes.
bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Totally. And this whole experience, one of the coaches said something like, he's like, I know it's kind of cheesy, but I think it applies, where I would rather have loved fully and lost than to have never loved at all.
Yeah.
And what I realized in that moment was like, when I slip into that place of being in my head and not being in my heart, I'm operating in the world as a person that I don't want to be. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not showing up as the version that I want to be, you know?
Yeah.
And so it makes sense. It's like it all is embodiment, right? If you're embodying from your heart, like, I'm gonna fucking believe anything you're saying. You know what I mean?
Right. Watch out. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. I think it's cool. It's for me too. And I'm sure your therapist and many therapists would say the same thing. To be a therapist, it's so beautiful also to have people with me for so long, also seeing my evolution. You know, I've had clients like more like I have some really like honest clients, you know, and they'll say to me, oh, you're different, or like, I like this version of you and stuff like that. And it's interesting for me to hear from that side of the, you know, dynamic too. Like, oh, wow, like they get to feel my evolution through how our work together is going versus how it went 2 years ago.
Yes.
You know, so it's just like a cool, like, I don't know. It's like I'm so nerdy when I talk about therapy because it's just like, it's like my love. It's like one of the loves of my life, you know, to do the work. I couldn't do anything else. What can I do? I always make a joke. Like, I really am I'm only good at like 2 things. Like, I can't do anything. Like, I don't really have, you know, like my partner is very skilled at a lot of things. Like, he can speak languages and cook and like, you know, play music. He's like and I'm over here like, I can be a therapist and I could do this spiritual work, but that's about it, you know?
But like that honestly encompasses so much.
Yeah, it's true.
It
does. It does.
And
teaching. Yeah.
And I get that on the evolution front because I've been with a lot of the women I sponsor for years too. And they will say the same thing.
I bet.
Girl, you're on fire right now. And I'm like,
whoa,
I am on fire right now. I'm taking you with me. Let's go.
Yeah, you have like that mirror.
Yes. Cause you'll be like in this like phase of your life or like learn something new or feel embodied or whatever. And they feel it.
Totally.
You know? It's so cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nerdy. It is.
We have the hearts.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the next point. So you had said something in one of our voice memos about some people come down here to find love
and give it.
And some of us, the older souls, are down here to be love. Is that what you said?
Yeah, there was this quote I heard. I wish I didn't I could remember it really clearly, but it was this idea that like old souls come here to become love. Like, we're not just here to, you know, give love and receive love. Yeah, sure, that's part of it. But it's actually to become love. And when I heard it, I was like, wow, like, I think that is what this has all been. It's so simple too, you know? But I think, you know, all the intense things that have happened to me in my life, have been very confusing to me. You know, there's confusing when you're hurt a lot, you know, especially as a kid, it's very confusing. But even as an adult too, it's just like, what is going on? How could this happen to one person, you know? But when I heard that quote, I was like, oh, maybe I came here to become love. I don't even know quite what it means yet. I have an idea, you know, but I thought, wow, okay, like, you know, trauma, if you come out on the other side and you use it for good, can usually make you more loving and accepting. That's usually what it's, I mean, at least for me, you know, if you work through it and, you know, alchemize the energy, the stuck energy, which is what I've been doing. I didn't start my healing journey till I was about 30. That's also when I got together with my partner. That changed my life. And I needed him like to do it. I couldn't do it alone, you know? Yeah. I needed like that cushion of somebody safe. So as soon as he came in, my system was like, okay, now you can go like heal yourself, which is crazy. Yeah. Everything just like, yeah. It's the gift. It's the gift I was given to be with him. And yeah. Then I got to then I got to do all the trauma work, which is a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and then more trauma happens.
I really felt that.
Yeah, it was a big deal to get that. I needed it. What was I going to do? I couldn't do it by myself, spinning out. I was like a little gerbil, just like fight or flight, just like such a mess, If you would have met me in my 20s, oh my goodness.
Oh my, same girl. I was a mess.
I was still cool.
I was still me too, but I was like,
I was a cool person, I guess. Just so freaking wound up. Almost like I was plugged into a socket, that kind of energy. In somatic work, they call that, in somatic experiencing, they call it global high activation.
Oof.
Yeah.
Sounded fucking intense. Yeah. I know I've certainly operated at times in my life like that.
Well, I had a pain condition. It was 24/7 pain in my body. And it was just like, it was like, be funny, protect yourself, people pleaser, just ramped up, always nice though. Yeah. Always nice. Couldn't even be mean. Oh, how boring. At least if I could have been mean, I could have been getting out some of the energy, but I had to be pleasing everybody and scared. And, it was so intense. My body was just like, and then I was together with my partner when I was 30. And then I just was like, oh, okay, now I can do the work and and then when I came home, I could be with him,
Girl, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
I remember I'm like, can we just take that in for a minute?
Yeah, it's so bad. I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to have somebody who loves me like that.
God.
Yeah.
I remember saying that when we were at Bridge.
You did say it to me.
And I was like,
yeah.
He had to come so that you said it. Like, he was the gift in all of the heavy shit that had to happen.
He was. Yeah. And I came into his life for a different reason. I think, well, maybe the same, but we have different ways of being together. But
yeah.
And then I started doing, I don't remember, about becoming love. And then I started doing all this work on myself and changing and, and I think every time I sort of get through the next hard thing or the next piece of work on myself, I do think I become a little more, I don't know. I just become more, not just becoming more loving. I think becoming love, I think what that means is not just about becoming loving as a person, but embodying the spirit of love, just being that, just being that. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's not about the doing,
No, totally.
Yeah.
It's presence.
It's just presence. Yeah.
Love. Yeah.
So, and then having a baby, that just about killed me, but it didn't kill me. So then again, it's like, can I just become love? That was a big one for me, spiritually, to have my daughter. So yeah, I think that's where it's leading me. It's not more complicated than that. You know what I mean?
Girl, to be honest, the longer I'm on the spiritual, I agree. I think the longer I'm on the spiritual journey, the less complicated everything is, the more simple it fucking gets. And it's kind of mind-blowing. It is, because I'm like, all the years I've studied different modalities, studied different practices, done different things. Yeah. The more. Yeah. And the longer I'm on, it's like, it's actually so much less. It's really about being fucking in the presence of love, being love.
Well, I think, it's funny how you say that, because I think that's why I liked you. Because you just felt kind of, I'm not saying you felt simple, but I could tell that you knew it was simple on how you had to show up.
Yes.
I could tell you didn't think you had to be a certain thing and personality and maneuver your whole, you were just here I am, which is, I do think that is more of where I'm moving towards, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it means quite yet fully, and maybe I'll just know right before I die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, maybe.
But yeah, but I have done tremendous amount of work on myself. Tremendous. It's like almost obnoxious.
Girl, I fucking get that. I have a Scorpio moon, so
because I had to. I'm not saying it in like a boastful way.
No.
It's like if I didn't do that, I would
you'll
be
totally get it.
Yeah, I would be like dead.
Unwell. Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
And so it's like just survival based, you know.
Totally.
And then I'm so lucky to like I like, oh, I've been trying to be so grateful too about like being lucky to have resources. You know, to go to therapy or whatever, to do all these trainings. Oh my God. If I really think about it, I should be thanking the friggin' heavens about that. Because if I didn't have the resources, what would I be doing? I'd be clicking online trying to save my life.
But,
you know?
But to me, like, that's the grace, right? It's
Yeah.
like God knew the power of you being able to have an experience and transmute.
Yeah.
And or not transmute, but transmit.
Yeah. Totally.
Your gift. And so it's like, here.
That's a nice way to think about it.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, she's going to be a force and she's going to help so many people. So, like, here's a partner that's going to fucking get her where she's got to go.
Yeah.
Here's the resources.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did need those things. I needed some help.
Yeah, because you are special. Like, you really are.
Thanks for saying that.
Yeah, you are. Sometimes I say things to you. I'm like, I hope she doesn't think I'm weird.
No.
I'm always like, I love Ari.
No.
Ari's the best.
Are you kidding? Ask my partner what I said about you. Just ask him.
I've literally been like, no, I love you. And I'm like, she probably thinks I'm fucking weird as shit.
One time on the WhatsApp chat, I said something you just wrote. I'm obsessed with you.
Yes.
I was like, she's the best.
Yes. I'm like, I know she gets it.
Oh, no. Why. I always get it. I always get it.
Totally.
When you say it, I get it. You know, not everybody, but yeah, I have, this is an interesting era for me. This one is interesting. I'm kind of like, I'm just like, what's the word? I feel more myself than I've ever felt. But like to add to that, myself doesn't feel like anything. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Like, I'm just doing it. Like, it's like, I'm not, it's hard to explain what I mean. It's like, this is what it is. I did so much work on the shame piece since last year. I've been doing all this shame work since the summer of last year. And there's something about that work that I've been doing on myself, really intense trauma stuff. And it's like I needed to do it my whole life, and I needed to free myself of so much shame. And like, you know, shame is like, guilt is I did something bad, and shame is I am bad, right? So it's like to carry so much shame. Like, I literally, and I think I said this at the workshop, I literally have been walking around. I'm 44 now. I've been walking around for 44 years or 43 or whatever, really deep down feeling like a piece of shit, like a piece of garbage, because of all very terrible things that have happened to me in my life. Especially as a kid, like just, I'm a piece of garbage, like a receptacle for everybody's shit, you know, which is how the sensitivity comes online. I'm sure sensitive people can relate. It's like you pick up everything from everywhere because you think it's your job. You know how many therapy sessions I did around not thinking it was my job to hold everybody's demons, like a million, you know? But yeah, just walk that deep-seated, rooted feeling of I am like worth nothing. That was what I was walking around with for my whole life. And so to do the shame piece over the last, you know, however many months, I've been really like focusing on it. I've always done stuff, but the last 9 to 11 months, I've been really focusing on that. It's like, oh my God, like now I don't even need to I don't need to perform. I don't need to think about like if someone's going to like me or not like me. It's like so crazy how liberating it is. I'm like, holy shit. Like shame is the thing, you know? And I've been really trying to think if I want to make it my specialty, like with therapy. I don't really have like a specialty, sort of like a spiritual based therapist or whatever. But the shame piece is like if you can liberate yourself from your shame, you're fucking free. That's how I feel.
Fucking free,
yeah,
dude.
it's the whole thing.
Oh,
It's the
my
whole
God,
thing,
dude.
you know. And I don't know if I'm fully free, but there have been parts of me that have been liberated in a way that I had never felt in the last, like 9 months. It's kind of wild. And it's a wild feeling. And I'm sure there's more to come, more shame to unleash, but the big pieces were I'm very proud of myself. I very rarely say that. If I was still carrying a lot of shame, I couldn't even say I was proud of myself.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. Girl, I get it. I've had a journey with shame.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
It's so heavy.
It's so heavy. I was adopted at birth and really, really overweight from a young age, and carried this larger body and always was in shame, like I'm bad. Nobody, people see me that way. Right. And then I just carried all that baggage forever. And then I also have carried generations of, I mean, my fourth house, if you saw it, you'd be like, God damn, girl, it's
what's happening there?
Girl, all kinds. I have my Pluto, Scorpio, Pluto, Moon, and it's in Scorpio, my fourth house. Black Moon, Lilith, and one other placement, all in the fourth house. And it's just like carrying, I beyond that too, I was like, why do I feel so much shame? Like, yes, okay, we worked through this shit, like, but there was generational shame just like weighing me the fuck down too.
I don't know if I feel like I said this to you, but a lot of times over the course of the years when I've been to trainings and workshops, I will always gravitate towards people who are adopted.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just think I have a similar, I was not adopted. I used to pray that I used to wish I was adopted. Isn't that wild? I'd be little and be like, maybe my real family will come pick me up, But it was like a fantasy, but who knows if they would have been any better, hopefully. But yeah, I have in a few times that has happened to me. And I always thought maybe it's because like similar feelings to wounding around, feeling displaced or feeling unwanted or feeling whatever, But I noticed it when you said you were adopted. I was like, oh my God, it's happening again. That's so interesting.
That is so interesting.
Yeah. Wow. I just think energetically there must be something where you gravitate towards people with similar wounding, or not that it's exactly the same, but feelings wise, it could be some overlap. But yeah. I mean, how do you feel about where you're at or with shame work? And did you feel like the workshop helped a lot?
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, girl, I feel like I had already started doing a lot of deep body shame work. Like I've been doing that for a long time, but in a real way. Like you said, in this last year, you had really worked on shame. I feel like it was very intentional. Yeah. The last, probably about year for me too, but this kind of sent it where it was like, yeah, dude, I've been doing a lot of like, relational stuff with my body and just really feeling so much more neutrality around that. I have moments. Yeah. I think it may never fully go away. Maybe that's a hope.
Oh God, I hope it does.
But I mean, more free than I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Just,
There's still a lot to do, but there's just something that like unraveled or like untwisted itself from where I'm like, good. Like, I don't know, just
a breath of fresh air.
It really is. Yeah. Like even like a couple years ago, I think if we did this podcast, I would feel like there would just be like a part of me that would feel like a little bit I had to seem like impressive in some way. I don't even feel like that anymore. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I don't know. No. If you like you like it, you like it. Like
they're literally in your body. I can feel it.
Yeah, deeply. It's so wild for me to see it. And there was this piece that I worked on. I know. And when I say piece and stuff, it's more like maybe people can relate if they've done like therapy work. But I sort of like, have like something I want to focus on, either like a part of myself that I'm trying to change or trauma that I'm trying to something that I'm focused on. And when we were at the training, there was this part of it where I got to see this like baby version of myself, like newborn, version. And I got to be like in awe of her. Like I think, like when you have a baby, the idea is that you go, oh wow, wow, what a miracle, that feeling. And we were at the training, when I was doing, I don't know, whatever exercise we were doing that was the breath work, whatever it was, I was in it and I got to feel like the awe of my baby part of me. Whoa. It's like that was so overwhelming for me. And ever since we did that, I've been able to say, oh, I'm proud of myself. Or, oh, I was impressed with myself with that. Or look at me. I could never do that before a month and a half ago. Could never give myself a little credit,
It's amazing.
Isn't that wild, though, to think I could never give myself a little credit until 6 weeks ago?
Girl, literally. Whew. Well, I get it because I think my biggest thing has been having hard conversations. Like conversations I never thought I'd be able to like really hold myself in, and the way that I have has been like fucking crazy. So,
wow.
I know. I'm so much gratitude for that experience. And
it was big.
It was big. It was really big.
It was bigger than I gave it credit for while we were doing it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. The aftermath has been pretty crazy.
I agree. Yeah.
And it's been so subtle though. It's like subtle but big.
Yeah. Like I was doing something a week ago, and I was like, I heard myself telling my partner, like, yeah, I'm really impressed with myself. And I was like, oh,
yes.
Because in the past, I think, I don't know, it wouldn't even occur to me to like, I would be like, yeah, I'm doing a good job. But like, I don't know, to just like sit and really appreciate myself,
Yes.
It was always like I was a little too busy or focused on the other, focused on other people or whatever it was, to like really give myself some credit, like in a present way, It's kind of, maybe it is subtle, but I'm just like, wow. Yeah, it's been interesting. I love it. It's been interesting.
No, go ahead.
Do you think it's interesting for people if I talk a little bit about the spiritual work?
I do.
Okay, I wasn't sure how much.
Yes.
So, I wanted to talk about the Akashic Records.
Yes.
And, because I do feel like more people these days are becoming like just so much more spiritual, and like people are coming for readings that would have never, like a few years ago. They'll be like, I've never had a reading, but so just more people are curious.
Yes.
And because at some point, this is just my opinion, at some point, especially culturally, being an American, at some point, you're going to run out of things to fill the void. Yeah. I mean, like, and then you're going to go, must be something else. Yes. You know what I mean? At some point, you're going to buy all the products, and then you're going to go, oh my God, they didn't work.
Yep.
What do I do? And so the work that I do is like, essentially what I'm doing is I'm tapping into, and people can believe whatever they want to believe, but I'm tapping into this like spiritual realm that's called like the Akashic realm. That's the best way to say. And the big metaphor that I use that really helps people is that if you think about it like a big library, and everyone in the world has a book in that library. Essentially what I'm doing is, if you came to me for a reading, I'm going into the library, I'm pulling out your book, and then I'm going, like metaphorically, I'm like kind of going into your book, and in your book is like every lifetime you've ever lived, every person you've ever met, every lesson you've ever learned. And I'm like just going for the ride. And then we're asking questions to learn about like your soul's evolution and like, what you're here to do in this lifetime or past lives and how they've informed this or whatever it is, And so it's super fun. And there can be predictive things. Like it's, sometimes I call myself a psychic, but I find that sometimes people go like, a psychic, that's the person that's going to tell me what's going to happen next year. You know what I mean? And to me, that's okay, but not everything in the Akashic Records is really about prediction.
Yeah.
There are predictive things, but it's more about like, here's what you need to know in order to like get to the next evolution of you.
Yes.
And so I try to, the Akashic Records really say you have free will. So like if I said that you were gonna, get a dog in 2 months, you can always decide you're not gonna get a dog.
Yes.
Like you have free will. And so that's really, really important to me because I have been sort of the victim of like spiritual abuse, where readers will take advantage of people and like be really dark and say really dark shit, like warnings and this terrible thing's going to happen. And I've been on the other end of that. And so I'm really protective of that energy. I don't allow any of that in the reading. And the Akashic Records doesn't even allow for it.
Yeah.
It's like very benevolent kind of place to click into. And so, yeah. So I essentially, people come to me and I do one-on-one readings, and they ask questions, and they can ask anything. They could ask about like the aliens when they're coming. They can ask about, you know, what should I do about this job? I mean, you know, normal stuff.
Totally.
Or, you know, really esoteric stuff. But yeah, I also do readings. I can read like your property, like your house, or your business, like, because everything has an energy. Everything has like a record, essentially. Yeah, either if it's an old record or a new one. Like if you just start a business, it's almost like there's a new book in the library, essentially, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so
cool.
it's fun. Yeah, it's super fun. So, but it's all based on like, this is just how I was trained. It's like based on your legal name. So like if I did a reading for you, you would say your full legal name a few times, and then I read a prayer and everything, but your legal name has like an energy to it. And so that's like what I use. Yeah, it's not, I always say like, it doesn't sound very spiritual.
No, it's
whatever on your taxes, you know? It's like, so, yeah, so that's essentially what I do. And, it's really fun. It's really fun. And I'm excited because, I'm going to start teaching people how to do it.
Yes.
That's like what I really want to do, is because everyone could do it.
I'm going to sign up when you do that.
Oh, thanks.
Well, first I'm going to sign up for a session because I really want to do that.
It's fun.
My question is, when you're done, tell us how we can find you.
Okay.
If we want to sign up and get a reading from you.
So this is embarrassing. I don't have social media. I'm like a grandma. So the best place to get a reading is just go to my website, which is Eri, E-R-I, and then heart, like your heart, H-E-A-R-T, eriheart.com. And then I call them soul sessions. I stole that from somebody. Some woman years ago was like, oh, I called them soul sessions. And I was like, that's right.
I love that.
I feel like people understand it.
Totally.
They're like, oh, it's my soul's journey. Like, yeah. So yeah, and then I do like 60 minutes or 90 minutes. And that I can do with like anybody who lives anywhere, you know? And it's not like a therapy relationship, but I do have people like come back a lot. And, but you know, it's really good for people when they're like in a moment of like having to make big decisions, feeling lost and stuck. Just wanting confirmation on things, you know. And there's lots of things I also do within the readings that are really kooky. Like I can go into people's subconscious brains and like pick out limiting beliefs that are getting in their way and like weird stuff. It's just
so
weird.
Fucking cool.
Just stuff over the years started happening. I'd be like, whoa, what's happening now?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I do some mediumship. I don't call myself a medium, but I do some of that. And yeah, so it's really fun. I gotta say, I think it's fun. And yeah, so that's like one of the loves of my life too. It's very different skill, you know. But I really want to teach people because you can also read your own record. And so even if you didn't want to become a reader, you can read your own record, and then you could say, oh, I'm starting a coaching business. What do I need to do this week that would get me the, you know, furthest? And then you could go, oh my God, it's, you know, you hear it and you're like, okay, that's what I have to do. Or who should I reach out to, you know?
Yes.
And just to like, it's different than intuition. It's not intuition, because intuition is like in us. It's like, or intuition, you could say maybe is our higher self. But this is like from a team of spirit guides that know you. If you think of it that way, like it's like your mentors, spiritual mentors. So you can be like, hey, what do I, you know, and then they'll sort of give you whatever is like for like your optimal future self, essentially.
Oh, so cool. I cannot wait.
It's very fun. I think
errands.com.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
I will be signing up tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Literally, that shit makes me so pumped up.
It's fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I love it. I'm like so nerdy about it. People come for a reading. I'm like, this is so fun.
That's how I am about everything. I'm like, astrology, this, that. I'm like, I will spend hours upon hours just like diving into that because it's so fun.
Oh, you would love this.
Oh,
there's an art to it. There's a real art to giving a reading. I didn't realize it, and over the past year I've been like, whoa, this is an art. because you have to be able to deliver it in a way that's, palatable, and where you're helping people really receive it, and to the, because you want them to like take it in and use it, if they resonate with it. And there's some things that come through that are like kind of direct.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to be able to like navigate that, and it's a real dance. It's really fun.
So cool.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Oh, that's amazing. I just enjoy being with you. I'm like, I just love hanging out with you. Seriously. But I want to leave with one question. So there's obviously like a lot going on in the world. Like things feel heavy on the outside. I know there's just a lot going on. And, simultaneously we're moving into this era of, like you said, like I think everybody feels that there's a deep evolution happening for us all spiritually. And people are moving towards this kind of work and curiosity and just wanting to go deeper. And, for those that are listening that are new to the journey, on the journey, but feeling the transition, like what's one thing you would say to them as they are moving through the heaviness, but also like the depth of what's this transition that's happening collectively?
I think honestly, this is kind of strange, but this is what came up when you said it. I think the thing I would say is like, stop lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, stop telling yourself you're going to do, X, Y, and Z when you're not. Stop telling yourself you're ugly when you're not. Stop telling, it's like, stop lying to yourself in whatever way that is. If you just stop lying to yourself, I think then you could like go with the unfolding. You know what I mean?
Girl. Yes.
It's like, I don't know, like, oh, this relationship, it's good for me. It's good for me. It's good. It's like when it's not. It's like, figure out where you're lying to yourself.
Yeah. Or this job or this thing or whatever is like, yeah. Oh, that's profound.
If
girl.
you think about it, like me, like I'm like on my phone. I have this like problem. I mean, most people do, where I'm like on my phone before I go to bed, and I can't kick it. I can't kick it. Partially because I feel like it's my alone time, because I haven't had it with my kid and stuff. And I'm just like on my phone, like doing whatever. And it's like 11 p.m. And here's me. I'll just lie to myself to continue doing it. I'll be like, well, it's good I'm doing it because I'm getting my alone time. It's not. I'm just lying to myself. And because I'm still lying to myself, my sleep is still affected. Like there's still a problem in that area. Because I'm lying to myself, and I say lying in a way of like, like telling yourself a false narrative. About you. It's kind of like, I kept going to women's groups to try them out. And then the last one I went to, I just called my friend. I was like, I don't like women's groups. I just said it. I was like, this is the truth. I don't like women's groups, and I don't have to go to women's groups. It's okay. Like, and I was like, I'm free. Because I stopped lying to myself about it. So that's what I would say. And I think however people interpret that, that's up to them. But
Girl, that's going to land for a lot of people.
I hope so.
Yeah. My mind's like,
Especially with recovery stuff.
No, seriously. Or just in general. So many of us are doing that.
I know. And even in minute ways. Like,
And it's keeping us stuck and small.
Totally.
So.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Yes, girl. Thank you so much for coming and just having a conversation, honest, authentic conversation. And I just really value you, and you just really are making an impact in the world. So,
thank you. I'm trying. I'm so tired.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, 3-year-olds will kill you. But other than that, it's good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for carving out some time to have this conversation, and I will make sure and link all your stuff so that if anybody's interested in getting a reading, that they know where to go.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jerry. I love you too. Until next time, may the cord that binds us to one another and to Source remind you that you are never alone, always guided, and always home.